Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Mystic Mayhem. And in today's video, I want to talk about Reed Richards and the Thing. Not Human Torch, we've already talked about him, but some of you guys may have seen it, maybe you haven't, because the way that you're able to see their kits. So if you're, if you go into their gallery, right, character gallery, you can see that Mr. Fantastic and Thing is here. But there's a certain way that you can actually get access to their kit information. Now, I struggled with this, and I do want to thank Chowbish from my Discord, or really it was his friend, I guess, that was able to get access to this to record it, because we're going to take a look at this here in today's video. Also, before we go anywhere, I do want to say the description of Thing. This was mentioned in one of my YouTube videos, but the description is really funny because it says a crime lord who brings out the worst in everyone. Currently lives a balanced. What is this? What is this? Is this a description for Kingpin? Is this like what is this? The Hood? Like I really don't know what that's supposed to be. Is this an Easter egg teaser of a character that's going to be coming to Marvel Mystic Mayhem that they already wrote a description for? Because this does not sound like Ben Grimm to me. But anyways, we're here to talk about both Ben Grimm and Reed Richards and their kit. So the way that other people were able to look at it was basically that you were able to go to the Human Torch, you click on the details, you click on this button, which is behind my head, right? And just because I want to show you to see if it works for you guys or not. Now, you can scroll down here at the bottom left, there's this book. And if you click on this book, then it brings up this recommended or training suggestion, recommended lineup. And then if you click on it, see, it doesn't work on my platform. I'm using the PC client. I've also checked on iOS and it doesn't. But there's supposed to be some sort of magnifying glass here, like in the corner, where you can actually like take a look at the characters' kits. Now, it doesn't show it to me, but good thing that we actually have the kits here to talk about. So I'm going to bring back myself back here, and we're going to take a look at them. So I want to start off first with Ben Grimm Thing. So he's going to be a 2-star epic character that you're going to be able to get for free because he is going to be in the Herbie Pass or whatever, the Battle Pass, right? So it's level 20 in the Herbie Pass, which we should be able to get absolutely free, and definitely by next week for sure. Okay, so here we are. Now, I'm just going to scroll through this, and I want to take a look at this one by one. So his first attack is called Coming Through. Now, this is a physical damage attack, so both of them are physical. Reed Richards and Thing are both physical attackers. So this is maxed out, by the way, so just keep that in mind. Deals 576% of Thing's attack as physical damage. Now, one thing that I do want to say is that he's a mixed attack and defense character, which is a little bit unfortunate in terms of being able to stack stats to an adjacent enemy and knocks them back. Okay, so he's going to punch them and he's going to knock them back. If the target collides with other characters or obstacles, deal an additional 50% damage, basically, an additional 288% of the Thing's attack as physical damage to the target enemy and collided enemies, and stuns them for 3 seconds. Now, what's interesting is this, it's not even just the original target you punched, but also any collision targets will also take that extra damage as well. So that's kind of nice, and presumably stun all of them for 3 seconds. This is going to be really important because Reed's part of Reed's kit is similar to this. You're going to really want to use Reed and Thing together in this instance here. So let's move on to the next one. We're going to scroll. We have the ultimate, clobbering time. So this is an energy cost of 300. Now, most alts should be 300, like when they fixed the Invisible Woman alt from 200 to 300. I think all the alts are supposed to be 300 energy cost. Anyways, roll toward, I don't like where it says roll. Roll towards the farthest enemy, right? In the picture, you can kind of see him jumping. So I'm hoping that's the animation there. Dealing 480% of Thing's defense as physical damage. So not attack, but defense to all enemies along the path. Repeat 1 time. Now keep this in mind because this is going to change in his passive, which is really, really bonkers. And then we have his buff, 2 mana cost there as well. Takes 57% less damage and taunts all enemies for 8 seconds, presumably around him. Right, so that's pretty good. That's a big damage reduction and an 8-second taunt. Taking a look at some of his passes, we know that he just he's going to do extra damage with his attack. This one here, this is the same as Human Torch that we took a look at when we did the video on him. So you get an extra 12% attack and defense if you have any of the other Fantastic Four members, or in total 12%, right? So you want to run a team of 3 ideally, and then 1 more time. So when your team has, again, more of this is huge, that his ultimate, clobbering time is his ultimate, by the way, repeats 1 or 2 more times. So if you have two other members, which is like a total of 3 Fantastic Four members, because it doesn't include himself this time, that it's going to repeat a total of 4 times. You're going to do this 4 times because it already does it twice. And then you're going to be doing it 2 more times. 4 times. This is going to be doing, like, I think it's like 480% damage times 4. This is crazy. And part of the reason why I'm going to be going into Mr. Fantastic next week. So if you do have, you're going to need one of the legendary characters basically in order to activate this. But that sounds really not, on paper, it sounds really broken. And then his 61 passive, for every 200 points of defense, the thing deals 1% more damage up to 25%. So you do get more damage out of defense. He's a mixed attack and defense character. So he looks a lot of fun. And he's a 2-star, right? He's completely free. Now, to take a look at his soul sagas, because those are really important for characters, his Mind 1, his taunt is going to have a damage reduction that lasts 4 more seconds, from 8 seconds to 12 seconds. His Mind 2 is 8% less damage taken. His Mind 3 enhances rock solid, increasing defense by an additional 0.4% for every 1% HP lost. I think this has to do with one of his initial passives, I believe, or maybe this is permanent or something like this. His Heart 1 coming through, so that's his punch attack, right? Deals 50% more damage to bosses. So this is a really good single target physical nuke character as well with that Heart 1 ability. Heart 2, defense plus 20%. Heart 3, now this is interesting as well. Allied Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, and Human Torch's attack increased by 10%. So I don't know if this is something that I would do immediately. I would probably go up the mind track personally before going up to the heart track. That is nice, of course, though, as well. So it's really up to you. I think looking back at it, depends on what you want to do, right? I think you know what? Maybe I would do Mind 1 and then Heart 1, 2, and 3. Maybe that's what I would do, actually, now that I think about it. And finally, his final one, a Soul Yancey Street Rage, additionally reduces damage taken by other allies. So that is really nice too. If they're all clumped together, if they're nearby, then they're all getting that damage reduction, which is pretty massive. Like, it was like 56% or something like that. So that would be really, really good for, honestly, a lot of boss fights as well. So a really great kit. I actually think that he's really amazing, and I can't wait to see more about him next week, or this coming week rather, when he is available on the banner. So that's the thing, and I want to now take a look at Reed Richards. All right, and now we're here over with Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic's kit. So this is the legendary banner that's going to be coming out on Thursday. So one of his passes, Plastic Endurance, that's the 7 out of 7. After Mr. Fantastic uses a skill or ultimate move, he takes 23% less damage for 8 seconds. So do keep that in mind as well. That's pretty nice there. Let's start with his skills, which I think we go on to. Oh, that's just, of course, this is just physical damage. His attack, right? We're going to his passes first. So Bouncing Ball. This is, you can see, his 3-mana dash skill. Stuns enemies for 3 seconds. And then again, we have that same Fantastic Four passive that they all have. And then the other one, Outreach Effort, which is going to be his 2-mana attack on the left there. Increases damage taken by the target enemy by 20%. So this is pretty nice. It basically puts a little bit of a debuff, I guess you could say, on the enemy or a boss in this instance for 10 seconds for an additional 20% damage. So that's quite nice. So his skills, Outreach Effort. Physical damage, deals 352% of Mr. Fantastic's attack as physical damage to the target enemy and pulls them toward him. If the target collides with other characters or obstacles, deals, again, 50%. So you might be familiar with this when we talked about Thing, right? So Thing punches an enemy and chucks him back. And if he collides with the target, it stuns them and also does additional damage. And then Mr. Fantastic basically pulls the enemy back. And if it collides with the target, it does more damage as well. So kind of like a back and forth here. Mr. Fantastic, and then it does the same thing as Thing, and so it stuns them for 3 seconds as well. Now his ultimate, Brilliant Brain. This is pretty interesting, which basically suggests that Reed is basically, I would say, like a fighter support, because his ultimate grants all allies 100 ultimate energy. This is a third of your ultimate bar, and Fantastic Formula for 15 seconds. This is a buff that increases your ultimate damage by 115%. So this is more of a doubling of your ultimate damage, and basically a third of your bar. So with enough energy generation on Reed, like, this could be happening quite quickly. That buff could be on almost all of the time, and I'm really hoping that he gives himself the 100 ultimate energy as well, which means that you're basically only needing to fill 2/3 of the bar at any given time. So this could be quite powerful, and I'm looking forward to getting him, because I am going to be pulling for him, and I am going to be doing 80 keys at least next time on Thursday. And then his 3-mana attack Bouncing Ball moves to the target location, attacks dealing 640% of Mr. Fantastic's attack as physical damage to adjacent enemies. So, I mean, I guess you have to pick a location, right? And then anyone around him is going to do that. And then if you have the passive, remember, that also stunned as well for 3 seconds. So there's a lot of control. There's a lot of jumping around as well. There's a lot of, with Thing anyways, there's a lot of stunning going on if they collide with any targets on both the characters. And this dash can do a stun as well, and just lots of ultimate damage. And so this buff, this Brilliant Brain buff, in combination with Thing's ultimate is really going to hurt. And I'm really looking forward to playing with both of these characters. And it might convince me to use Human Torch with them as well, because I think that's what they're planning on doing, right? I released the video, my gameplay, my thoughts about Human Torch right now. I'm really wondering if this is supposed to be some sort of grand PvP team that just hasn't been a game mode that hasn't been released yet. You know, that Alliance War that they talked about in their Road Ahead blog. So let's take a look at Reed's Soul Sagas as well. So Heart 1 Bouncing Ball deals 30% more damage, and its damage is considered ultimate move damage. This is pretty big too, right? Because after using his own ultimate, then you can go into this skill if you need to, and it's going to do more damage. Basically, that 110% that he does for his ultimate is also going to affect this one skill. So this skill is going to hurt as well. His energy generation goes up by 30% on Heart 2. This is pretty common for like supporty kind of characters. Outreach Effort deals 60% more damage to adjacent target enemies. So that's going to be when he pulls enemies in, if he does collide with anyone. Mind 1, Elastic Physique, that's kind of his passive there. Damage reduction lasts twice as long. That's after using his ultimate. Attack increased by 15%. Gains 100 ultimate energy at the start of the battle. This is really nice too, right? Like a third of his ultimate just right out of the gate. But, you know, good luck on getting legendary dupes, right? So I'm not really going to count my pigeons before I don't know, whatever that is. Count my eggs before attached. Allies affected by Fantastic Formula deals 70% more crit damage. That's if you happen to get 7 dupes, right? Good luck with that too. But that is still pretty nice, right? If you're cracking out, or one day in the future, right? And we're able to get this. So just some pretty bonkers stuff when it comes to both Reed Richards and a Thing. I also want to talk about this highlight again with Human Torch, because we are going to max this out by the end of the event. So the wearer's HP, attack, and defense increases by 6%. But when you have other members of the Fantastic Four, everyone else is getting 16% additional energy generation. And I think in conjunction with Reed, with Thing, this is going to be a very good highlight, and probably something that I would run on Human Torch, because it's going to benefit other players as well, or other allies as well. Right? I do like the... he's not even a controller. Sorry, I was about to think of Ancient Frontier for controllers, but they're not controllers. So that's a different highlight altogether. Now, as far as what highlights I would use for Thing and Reed, well, we're not there yet. And there is going to be a special highlight for Mr. Fantastic as well, which I don't know what that is yet. But if I do figure it out, if I learn it for Thursday, I'll let you guys know as well. So I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are now that we've seen the kits of Thing and Mr. Fantastic. I'm actually really excited for these physical characters, and also just using the 3 together with all of the synergy that they have, because this is probably the most kind of team synergy that there has ever been in Marvel Mystic Mayhem so far, that actually calls out certain characters. So this will be interesting. As we're making a joke about Fantastic 3 because you can't use all 4 of them, but I digress. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.